Today we're taking a look at Steve Harvey's interview with Shannon Sharp. Now, there's been a little bit of an uproar about what Steve talked about as it related to relationships with Sharp, because he was kind of basically saying that women should be valued for nothing less than the fact that they are women. At least that's what it was perceived by some people. Now, we're coming in straight, not having an opinion. We're going to listen to what he has to say and then form our own opinion about what he says. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
And she made me see things in a different way. And it was her, man. And it's okay, man. It's people don't want to do that. Now I know they tired of hearing me saying, but what you want me to say? Shit, I ain't got nothing else for you. Shit, it wasn't just all me.
Right.
She gave me the mindset to be me. And that's crazy, man. It's like there's a dude named Nuri Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had my phone, man. You could hear what this dude said about relationships. It's the coldest thing. He said, other than your relationship with God, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with is the single most important decision you will ever make. Because your other half will either your other half will be your better half or make you half of what you could be. Wow. She will either inspire you to greatness or reduce you to mediocrity. And then he went on to talk about, he quoted Minister Louis Farrakhan, and then at the end of it, he said, so choose wisely.
I think that's absolutely right. Now, I think everybody's seen examples in their own life where they've seen two different couples, right? One where they pushed one another to be better. You could see the woman was, behind her man, motivating him to be better, helping him when times were tough, or the opposite. And that's what people will focus on a lot, where one of the two parties is dragging the other one down, right? And we know that in these times that we live in, this happens a lot. And these cases are the ones that get the most media coverage because negativity is more powerful than positivity in the times we live in. So far, I don't have any problem with what he's saying. I think that is true.
And that was the first time, man, that I'd ever chose wisely. And it was the best thing, because a woman like an elevator button, man, they can take you up or down. If you get the right one, you got something. You get the wrong one, but it's like a man to a woman. If you get the right man, you can go somewhere. Right. You get the wrong man, you off. Like I heard you say one time, well, I was laughing so hard, you said you paid for a divorce.
Yeah.
I said, this dude right here was committed.
But see, I want people to think she was getting a divorce already. I didn't break the home up.
I don't give a damn.
Because you know how people take it and run with it.
Yeah.
She was getting a divorce.
And he owed the money.
Right.
What's wrong with that?
Right.
I'm trying to invest in my future.
Right.
See, these dudes.
That's why I don't understand that part. Paying for the divorce to be finalized. It only makes the reason why I don't agree with that is because it doesn't make sense, bro. If you didn't end up actually tying the knot with this girl, so what were your motives for paying for the divorce? Because you wanted to get with her officially faster, or if it was just another hookup? If it's just another hookup, then you're goofy. Because at the moment, as far as I know, this guy's not in a committed relationship or married, which I assume what happened is they didn't actually go through, go the long run together. So I think that's too much. But that's my personal opinion. What he does with his money, I guess it's his money. But trying to defend it out, in the public, to me is a little crazy. But hey.
Kimmy, that's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? The hell you mean, man? What do your ass bring to the table? You got a woman that can come to the table that can make another you. What else she need to slide up to the table with?
That's the part where people actually got mad at Steve. And let me break down why. Because saying that she could bring another you, make another you, she can bring a child to life, to me is not enough. It's like saying, okay, well, a man doesn't have to provide or to bring something to the table because he has the ability to inseminate, to give you the seed to create another human being. We can't be looked at and put on a pedestal for our biological capabilities because every human has that same ability. It's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like I wouldn't come to a relationship to a woman and say, look, I don't got to bring anything to you just because I have the ability to make you pregnant. And these times it's not enough. There are some things they have to have, right? Is she loving? Is she caring? Does she want to push me to be a better person? Is she an emotional support for me? Is she my rock in times of hardships? There needs to be more. And the reason why people don't agree with Steve is because he lets them off the hook too easily. He thinks that just because his woman to him is the best thing on earth, that all women are like that, which is not the case. And we can't just look at them and say, look, just because you have the ability to bring kids to term, then I don't expect anything from you. Especially if you look at the current dating market, things are fucked. And the problem with Steve is he lives in his own little bubble where he thinks he knows what's up, but he's kind of an old head. So he has this old mentality thinking he can apply that to the current world. Boy, you lost. That's not how it is these days, bro. So I think that's goofy. That's why people like he's been put on the hot seat for years about his perspective on dating. That's why we don't take him seriously. But that's funny as hell what he's saying.
What about your job? What happened to men who were supposed to be responsible? Do you know that it's our job to take care of a woman and some children, to have a family? That's our damn job.
But what happens to when the woman tell you, I don't need a man, Steve?
Well, they need to work. Okay, if you don't, how that's working? How that's working? Who don't need no man?
I'm independent. I can do for myself.
Yeah, but why do you want to? Yeah, okay, you can drop a transmission. You can sandblast your house. But hell, do you want to?
No.
If somebody could get out there and drop this transmission for you and sandblast your house, why don't you go get your nails done? I'm not trying to reduce a woman to nothing else. Be all you can be. But damn, who don't need a man? That's a lie. What man don't need a woman? I tell you what. Try to live without them. Try to live your life without women. This ain't about la-da-da, man. This is some bullshit without women. If it wasn't for women, what would you? Aristotle Onassis said it best. He said, if women did not exist, all the money in the world would have no meaning. Dog, women is everything. They catch me out. They the lick, man. But these young boys done forgot it because these women out here, they've had to be independent because they ain't got the right man.
You see, and at least he's bringing up a lot of good points. But see, he always steers the car in the wrong direction where he gives that's the thing. A lot of these public personalities, you got to understand, they make their money catering to a specific audience. In his case, it's women. If you look at Steve's shows, the audience is 95% women. He's never going to put him down because that would be pulling a Kurt Cobain, right? Shooting himself in the foot because these are the people that are making him money. So he'll never be 100% transparent. He says they've had to be. They haven't all had to be. And this whole independent woman thing has been for women to be independent of men and to act as they want, which is all fine. But there is going to be a change in the behavior of men based on the change in their behavior as well. This is adaptation. And we live in a new world order, in a new dating market. And he refuses to adapt because he's in his old kind of mentality, right? And that's okay. It is what it is. But I understand why Steve was in the hot seat recently. And a lot of people talked about that. Let's not make it any more complicated than what it is. But he's made some great points. I mean, if women weren't there, all the big cars, fast cars, the luxury lifestyles, right? The plush life would not have a lot of meaning. Because for the most case, guys don't really care about that. And there is like a interdependence, a symbiosis relationship between the man and the woman. It's just hard in these days because we're all confused about who's supposed to be what position. He has some good points, but for the most part, I wouldn't take what he has to say 100% serious at face value, which a lot of people do. And when I was young, I was looking for that kind of guidance as it related to relationships, and I did listen to him, but his advice just didn't apply. Like you apply it, and it's old style dating advice for current dating market. It does not work, right? If you were to throw Steve in this current dating market, he'd get stomped on. He'd get killed easy. And it seems as though he hasn't learned his lesson. And thankfully for him, he's had a third successful marriage, and he sees the world through the lens that he has right now because things are smooth for him. But that's his mistake. That's why we need somebody that's actually versed in what happens right now, as opposed to old heads trying to give us advice. Look, we're going to keep it at that, but if you fuck with the content, subscribe, share, like the video, and I will see you next time. Peace.